Hi. I'm Jeremy. Ever thought about immigration in the USA? Or more importantly, why there is so much illegal immigration lately? Let's take a journey in time. Well, it actually started with you. Yes, you. Well, actually, probably your grandparents. Or great-great-great-grandparents. Immigration to the modern USA started around 1620 primarily from people from Europe and England trying to escape war and religious persecution, or just for a new opportunity. Then into the 1700s, with the need for cheap labor, many wealthy landowners took to buying slaves from Africa, ending legally by about 1808. Still with need for more labor and with the newly discovered gold rush, around the 1840s and 1850s many folk from Asia came. Some people came too to help in the building of the cross-country railroads around 1869. World War I from 1914 to 1918 brought more people from Europe. This was followed with World War II from 1939 to 1945 and the Irish potato famine from 1945 to 1952. And I forgot to mention too the Mexican-American War, creating a dividing line at the Rio Grande around 1846 to 1848. And the list goes on. Many other events occurred over time. So what does this migration have in common? People. Lots and lots of people, all seeking refuge and opportunity. And with them their families, children, parents, grandparents, and babies born while here. So what is different? Quotas, and the time needed to acquire a visa to come to the USA. Prior to the 1970s, around 60% of immigrants came from Europe, but by 2000 this number decreased to 15%. During the 1980s, great emphasis was placed on people with skills, particularly STEM, scientists, technology, engineers and mathematicians. Many came from China and India. Less than 0.2% were from countries in Africa, Central and South America. So prior to 1924, most travel to the USA was relatively unrestricted. The Immigration Act of 1924 changed all that, and quotas were imposed and visas were required by all countries. The time it took to acquire proper visas ranged from just a few days to a few months. But countries with high levels of immigration such as Mexico and the Philippines, the wait times were generally longer. People who are already here in the USA still want to be with their family. They want their spouses, parents and children to be with them. These visa delays have increased dramatically over time. And what of the wayward pregnant traveler who delivers while on a trip overseas? Should they be separated from their infant? Or the traveler who finds love in a foreign nation? Should they have to wait years to be with the one they love? These questions must be pondered and thought about. But more so, easier solutions must be made to unite families together in a timely fashion without also sacrificing national security from criminals and other bad actors. And a nation needs strong leaders and skilled workers. If these are people from other countries, care should be made to entice them to come. At the same time, what about equal opportunity? Should the unskilled laborer be left behind? These are not easy questions that can be answered. Like I said, it all started with you. Most likely you yourself are a descendant of an immigrant. At what point of the privilege you have to be where you want to be should another not have? Yes, finite resources are limited. There is only so much land and space one nation can distribute. Who is to determine whom can access those resources? Better solutions need to be made by those in charge. As long as other world nations struggle in war, famine, and criminality, nations that offer peace and security will always be sought after. It's been a privilege to look at the issue of immigration with you today. With prayer and education you can help find solutions. And think about your family, as we look at other families seeking refuge. This is Jeremy signing off. Have a blessed day.